Yeah, Karen and I both thought it was a little direct or a little...
Eric Lynch from the house.
Yeah, I have some big aspirations for myself in the sport of Nordic Combined. For me, it starts with I really want to just be good at the sport. I want to be good at jumping. I want to be fast at skiing. So now we've warmed up thoroughly outside. We're coming in here to finish up our strength and power work. My aspirations for the sport are to keep growing. In certain places it's bigger than ever, like in Norway, in Austria, and in Germany. And in the US, it has faded, and faded pretty hard. And it's hard to get crowds. It's hard to get spectators. It's hard to get fans for us cheering. We do a few select special events, but I just want to see all of that reverse course. Continuing with training, we're doing some endurance. We're doing a trail run in one of the most beautiful spots in Steamboat. My dad, Kerry Lynch, competed in Nordic Combined, two-time Olympian. He was the coach of the US ski team when I was growing up, and I got to sit in the van while I'm watching Bill DeMong, Todd Lodwick, Johnny Spillane. I got to sit in the van while these guys are the most fit people I had ever seen. They're the most fit people in the planet, most well-rounded athletes on the planet. I'm just watching them just blood, sweat, and tears throughout the summer, train their guts out, and that was so inspirational for me. So when I was 16, I got top 5 in the US National Championships in Chicago. The following year, I was 17 and got 7th place in the Continental Cup in Park City. Because of my success early in the season, I still qualified for the US national team. So I made that team, I traveled to Park City, I moved to Park City. I was upping my training, it was way more intense. I handled the first part okay, and then I just started to take a decline. It was 1 month, didn't recover, 2 months, didn't recover, getting worse, 3 months, didn't recover, getting worse. So I moved to Park City in April, and by November, I moved back to Steamboat because I was not recovering, I was not doing well. We didn't know what was going on. I was working with many team doctors, getting blood work, getting lab work, couldn't figure it out. So for me, my biggest challenges at that time were respiratory, extreme cases of multiple different kinds of pneumonia. Antibiotics didn't do anything for it. That was not getting rid of it. So a simple 10-minute walk, I was breathless, struggling for air, just having to be less and less active. Not long after that, by the time I was 19, I couldn't drive anywhere anymore. I was having neurological issues, nerve pains, extremely light sensitive. So I was just becoming more and more shut in. I was having to rely more and more on my parents just to live day to day. This isn't making sense. What's going on isn't making sense. What's the issue? We finally talked to a specialist who had a blood sample sent to a specialty lab out in California where they could properly diagnose what was going on, and that gave me my first diagnosis of Lyme disease, and it was quite an extreme case. So we were referred to a specialty clinic in Arizona, and they put me through the most hardcore antibiotic treatment that I know of. The toughest treatment for me was something that they called IPT. I went through that for about 6 or 9 months. I kind of have some pretty record low blood sugar drops while still remaining conscious, seeing stars and spots and vomiting, and I'd get the antibiotics back in, I'd be vomiting, blood sugar would come back up. Spend the rest of the day just having bowel issues and vomiting, and just trying to pull myself together to get back in the clinic the next morning and do it again. And that was my life for 9 months, and I had to have full-time help there, and it was all I could do just to walk from that treatment chair to the car to a bed, lay down. That was the drill there for a little while. Throughout this treatment process and through and with many other physicians I've seen during that time, I've heard, 1, I wasn't gonna live that long. 2, I would never return to athletics. 3, I'd be lucky to ever drive again. I was hearing things like that, but for me, in my mind, I was like, I'm getting back to Nordic Combined. I'm getting back to the Olympics. And this last year, I just made it back and competed in the World Championships. So Nordic Combined is facing struggles with viewership and funding. And to overcome this, we are raising money to put together an in-house content creation team.
The single greatest opportunity for people to change the outcome of how they live is called organic social media.
So this content creation team will obviously be showcasing athletes, building their brand, attracting brands to them that have been completely untapped. It's going to be showcasing the sport. A content creation team that's following all the American athletes around the world as they train and compete is extremely valuable for all the locations, for all the restaurants, for all the hotels. We're bringing value to people as well as hopefully attracting value back to us and back to our sport. This content creation team will be providing a self-sustaining model for us. We'll be supporting athletes, the sport as a whole, Nordic supports as a whole, bringing in untapped support that we need to rebuild viewership, to rebuild our facilities where we can actually afford what we need and have what we need and not necessarily need to go out and fundraise each and every single year to just break even as things decline. We're creating a self-sustaining model that builds the sport each year. And that's our goal with the Nordic Support Initiative. Early season, mostly about building some nice base and volume. It'll open up new avenues and modern avenues of financial support that just have not been there